What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy. And before we get too far into this, I want to be very clear here. I am not adept at Warhammer knowledge. I would not call myself a Warhammer fan. That doesn't mean I hate the franchise at all. That just means I know literally nothing. And when I take a look at it, when I go to my own hobby shop or my gaming shop and I take one look at those those first timer startup pack things that they have for war material, I'm taking a look at those prices and go like, man, I could buy a couple gunpla with that. And when it actually boils down to my knowledge of Warhammer, all I know is I like to play orcs because they look like fun. That's about it. But when it comes to the actual stuff going around with Warhammer right now, I do have to come out here in support of the actual Warhammer fans, because this is total bonk what is actually going on, because Warhammer gaslights fans about female custodies and bans critics on Twitter. That's right. So when I break down this lore, there's a lot going on here. A lot of things I don't know. I don't even know what a custody truly is. All I know for sure is that the true lore for many, many years stated very clearly that the custodies were the orphan sons of House Terra, I want to say it was. There was an article, I believe it was on Fandom Pulse, I can't find it right now, that broke this down a whole lot better than I can, okay, what the actual lore behind the whole stuff is. But when it came to all this going down, people started calling it out, saying, no, there is no such thing as a female custody. Okay, they're men. They've always been men. And in response to it, yeah, you get the Warhammer's official Twitter account coming out saying they've always had females in their ranks. Ever since the beginning, they've had females in their ranks. Completely going against lore, completely gaslighting every aspect of Warhammer lore, Warhammer fandom, going so far as basically decanonizing years and years and years of Warhammer lore. And what I think their codexes is what they're called, the actual thing that has like the rules in them that continue to push the true lore. Yeah, they went against every aspect with this actual change, and by doing so, they have now actually started going around and blocking people for calling it out. You come over here to Grums, community manager at Warhammer, has started blocking X accounts mocking or questioning the retcon of the 40k custodies. Games Workshop is trying to put out the fire they started when they tweeted that the custodies have always had females. And when it comes to Grums he's been a fan of Warhammer for like past 20 some years. He's made entire armies, painted a bunch of stuff. It's actually really cool. So Grums knows his Warhammer lore. And when you start seeing him coming out here talking about this, you know it's probably very serious. And you just take a look. Are you adding mistresses of battle and brothers to silence too soon? Again, a lot of this I know nothing about, but it looks like a mocking little response. And bam, dude got blocked. This is not how you respond, and this is why I'm actually even throwing my hat in here, my 199 hat, shout out to the 199. You don't treat your customers like this. You don't do this at all. I get it, okay? You know what you respond? Say, hey, we're retconning. Just come forward and saying we're retconning it. We're going down this more progressive path, because when it does come to Warhammer, what I do know is Warhammer is very cut and dry on how it works. Nobody's truly good, but you have a lot of this stuff is very conservative. Stuff doesn't step out of line. These are the rules. You stick to the rules. You go in there and you die of bloody death via the whole war campaigns and whatnot. Again, when I take a look at this, I say I want to play orcs because they look fun. I see customers being treated this way. I get very frustrated, because these are the people that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on this plastic crack to find out that the company that they've been propping up for years, a company that, by the way, is not being a financial success right now and has been struggling with its financial success because of how expensive it truly is to get into the actual game itself. Now having them now basically come out and smack a large majority of their actual fan base because they wanted to retcon something truly is disgusting to see. And through this, you're getting people actually coming out celebrating what's going on. You got this dude over here, Noise Iron Maiden of something or other. Ladies and gentlemen of Wokehammer, we won. The gate was crushed again. Chud Hammer has been defeated, and unlike them, we actually have proof of said victory. Their men are fleeing the battlefield as we speak, reduced to mere lolcows. Oh, look at that! Don't you Warhammers love this? A Warhammer painted rainbow colors. God, you just gotta love it. With Fims Donus being canon and LGBT minis being acknowledged, and White Dwarf of all places, it's been a massive blow to their morale and the culture war in just 1 week. It's over. Yeah, you gotta love when you see these people rejoicing in the fact that they entered a fandom that they should have been gate kept out of. That was one of the reasons a lot of people were saying Warhammer won't fall, is because the fandom, the bar to enter into Warhammer is steep by design, because it costs a literal arm and leg just to buy an army. Okay, we're talking hundreds of dollars for your starter pack. So people thought, well, these guys don't have any money, they can't get in there. They got in there. But this isn't the only instance of this actually going on right now within the actual Warhammer community. You know, you might have this one little guy here, but we ended up having this dude come out, Nick Davis, who apparently has worked for Games Workshop in the past, and went on a massive tirade in which is basically saying every aspect of the lore was never meant to truly be adhered to. That was the whole point of the lore. It was not to truth, you know. It was all not reliable, unreliable narrator. It was all broken up. We never really knew what was going on or anything, you know. It's fine that we have this now. It's fine that we are going against the actual lore that has been set in stone for, I would say, decades. Because how old is Warhammer 40K? Like, it's old. It's been set in stone to be this thing. We're now going against it for woke points, and when you speak out against it, we're gonna block you. We are going to then chastise you, and we're gonna make fun of you. And it gets so bad that this dude who's worked for them is just gloating about it, saying how it's never been true. It's never been true. You should never actually follow it. Well, now it is clear why you're a former team lead. Seriously, 40K lore is unreliable narration at best, myth, legend, and contradiction throughout the background history. Heck, even through our own history. And if possible, female Marines / custodies are LGBTQ representation make you lose your water. That's on you and you alone. The thing is, though, nobody gives a crap about representation. They care that you are going into their fandom, a fandom that they have spent time in, painted so much stuff, spent so much money on this fandom, to now be getting treated like this by Games Workshop and all these people. That's what the backlash is about. But I'm not just going to leave it there, guys. I'm not going to leave it there, because the backlash against this is so strong. You have people that are really serious in Warhammer pledging to leave Warhammer altogether. And Grums points out just a handful of these tweets. I was going to get one of the Chaos Battle Forces due out this spring, but I'm going to spend my money elsewhere. I think at Warhammer, if you have this little respect for the lore, the intelligence of your customers, why bother? I'll stick with Old Hammer in future. And you start getting more people responding to this, showing that they're canceling their Warhammer monthly memberships. They're just going around canceling every aspect of Warhammer. They don't like any of this. They don't want any part of this. I have tons of respect for these guys, okay? Because these are guys that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on these properties, finally saying, we're not doing this. We're not going to be a part of this. We're not going to let you treat us this way, because these guys are true fans. These guys are true people that want to love these properties and want to be a part of these properties. And I am going to say here, Games Workshop has some explainings to do, because here's Master of TDS. Shout out to Master of TDS. He's been doing a very good job at cataloging some bot activity going on throughout Twitter, and some very interesting going-ons about this. And this is a whole situation that My brain's not big enough to try to comprehend. It's very complicated on what he's showing, but what he has been showing is a lot of these big companies, get Disney, Warner Brothers, a bunch of big companies, Kotaku, are coming out here using bot farms over on social media to try to prop stuff up and get stuff trending. And he's been cataloging a lot of this stuff, and he found an example of this being done even with Games Workshop of all things. Yeah, and the trick to figuring it out is always the responses here. You know, all this stuff, all these responses, no likes, no retweets, tweet out variations of the exact same thing. God, and they only respond to each other every single time. So you got that going on too. So you got Warhammer going woke, treating its customer base like garbage, and then to try to act like, you know, Warhammer is still very popular and relevant, you have them coming out here using bot farms, trying to engage in the clicks, engage in every aspect of this to try to convince people that it's all good, it's all fine, continuing the gaslight to say that people are actually excited and enjoying what's actually happening here. But guys, nobody's taking this lying down. I feel sorry for the Warhammer fans that have to go through this right now. I'm sorry the company is treating you like garbage right now. Hold the line. They can't afford to lose you guys. That's the bottom line here. But I'm going to leave it there, though. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video, go live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.